My name is Max Pete. I'm originally from the East Coast in Philadelphia. Moved out to California when I was in high school and actually just loved it. So I stayed out here, went to school in San Francisco, and I've been in San Diego for about 2 years. Really into running and creating playlists on Spotify and SoundCloud.
Isabelle, I'm originally from Seattle. I came down here for school at USC and then decided to just stay after I graduated. I graduated last May. Super into social impact companies and nonprofits. It's one of my really big passions, and I'm really into cycling as well.
This is probably like the only company I heard of that was working exclusively with nonprofits. So I come from agency experience and digital marketing experience, but working for for-profit e-commerce brands. So working with the agency and just working with companies that create good impact for the world, that was really cool. And I was just like, I want to join a team like that.
I came from an agency as well. This past summer I was interning with them. I really wanted something that was smaller, that was doing it for companies that really had a mission and a really cool impact on the world. It was always super important to me. So when I found Community Boost, it's just kind of like the perfect match of like doing marketing work that I was really interested in data and really interested in the power behind marketing. But I really wanted to do it for impact companies, nonprofits that were actually making a difference.
Just being a part of a team that's constantly growing and figuring things out. So far, like in the month and a half that we worked here, so learning, honestly, there's so much learning that is going on a daily basis and things that are going on a daily basis. So just being around that environment, I'm always looking forward to it.
I really like being around people who are constantly learning. And I think that's really exciting, knowing that the impact that we're having on these nonprofits is only going to get greater. That what we're learning, we're constantly bringing to new nonprofits and our new clients. And so being able to do that every single day and know that maybe a year from now we could be doing something a little bit different is exciting. That like every day brings a new challenge.
Not necessarily something I've learned, but like I guess it reaffirms that like nothing ever goes accordingly to plan. You can have everything set up in terms of a campaign, and then a day of something gets broken with the tracking or links, or the copy or imagery gets cut off, and just having to like go in and fight the fire and figure it out. That's been something that has been like, no matter where you work at, I feel like it's a constant, something that just happens in the environment. But it's been cool. It's been cool to just been able to do that, and then like have a team that like backs you up on everything as well.
Community Boost is like a really great place to learn, but it's also a really great place where people are great teachers. So like when you don't know something, there's somebody on the team who knows something about it and knows how to teach it to you in a really in-depth way, which I think is really, really special with marketing just ever changing every single day.
Well, I would say some organization that I volunteer with is, I'm actually wearing the shirt right now. I didn't mean it for that, but and a promo. It's Navability, and so it's a sports camp that takes place. The main one takes place once a year, but there's satellite camps throughout the year, and we work with kids who are born limb different, so either missing a hand or both hands and legs, or have gone through a traumatic event and lost a limb, and just like doing regular sports, football, baseball, basketball, swimming. We'll do water sports too, and just kind of showing them that they can still live a normal life given their circumstance, and just being able to have them see someone that looks like them that's older that has done this. It's been like, I've been with that organization for about like 6 months, and it's been like the coolest thing I've ever done. So
mine's a little bit different, but I'm really interested in diversity and inclusion and thought leadership. So that's what I'm really involved in outside of work, is a nonprofit to do that. So the organization I'm really involved in is called Starting Block, and it's all about thought leadership, creating more inclusive and diverse workspaces, and doing really meaningful work in the world, and how do we support and create a community around that. I'm really passionate about that.
I would say transparency. I mean, a lot of the core values are awesome and resonate with me, but I would say transparency, just because being able to be transparent with a client and letting them know when things aren't going as planned, or we need to pivot, or things are going great, and then also being transparent as a team. So being able to communicate with a team member and be real and straight up with them instead of beating around the bush and not like communicating the way that you actually need to communicate.
Mine is being a relentless learner, very similar, but I think that it's really important to like create a culture where you're constantly trying to get better, but it's even more important and special when you find a work environment that's like really practices that on an every single day basis, and having people who can teach you, having people who like are constantly learning about how do we make things better, constantly learning from what we're doing here, also learning from the industry. I think that's really important.
Share your story. A lot of orgs and brands and companies I've seen are very protective of who they are sometimes, but they don't really want to share exactly how they came to be, what their mission and goal is. And I feel like that's where you really connect with the user. So don't be afraid to be vulnerable and share exactly your whole mission and your story and show behind the scenes. And because that, I feel like that content really connects and resonates with the user versus having everything be pretty and perfect. Just like, being a little more vulnerable in your social media plan.
Mine would be to really create content about like what you're learning on an every single day basis. I think it's really, what's really special about nonprofits is that they're really in the cause, like knee deep with the people who are actually experiencing whatever that is. And to be able to share that, what they're learning or what's actually going on, is really important and really valuable. And people want to know that. And so if we can leverage that in a marketing way and kind of bring more light to what's actually going on, I think it's really special and what's really unique about nonprofits.